My name is Teri, and I own Teri Hofford Photography. It all started when I did a project where I invited over 75 women came in front of me for less than 3 minutes each, and I had the opportunity to photograph them and got so many emails back saying, "You've changed my life, like my outlook on myself, you've changed my view of myself." And I found that if I could change people's lives in 3 minutes, imagine what I could do with like a half day or a whole day. I think a lot of people think that it is just sexy photos for a woman's partner. I think that's the biggest thing, that somebody's doing these photos for somebody else, and that's not the case, especially with my business. My client is the woman who wants to do it for herself. Either she's on the journey to finally accepting herself for who she is and needs my assistance to see herself the way everybody else sees her, or she's already at that point where she's like, fuck it, I love myself and I want to celebrate who I am. I'm too fat, I don't know how to pose, I don't know, I'm not a model, I don't have time, that's a big one. I'm just a mom, I'm not sexy. Okay, that's all bullshit. I think every woman is absolutely sexy, regardless of where she is in her life, age or otherwise, it doesn't matter. But their fears are put at rest. I like to think. I talk a lot when I photograph people, so I just keep talking and give them full direction. The point is, they are not supposed to be the professional, I am. Every woman's transformation, it's not a transformation. Let me get that in there, because a lot of people come in for hair and makeup and they're like, I want you to transform me. No, I will not do that. I will transform their view of themselves, and I think that's what's important. Is that I don't want to transform you because you're already amazing and awesome and fabulous. I want to transform how you see yourself. So basically people come in, the main thing I want to do first and foremost is I will invite them in for a consultation, because I want to make sure, again, that they're coming in for the right reason, right? And that they get to meet me and see the studio space. Like, that's super important to me. So during the consultation is when I will go over like a questionnaire that I have for them, basically asking them like, what is their dream shoot like? What do they envision themselves as on this day? Because boudoir can also take on a fantasy aspect, which I think is really cool. It gets people a little bit further away from their comfort zone, which is always important. And then we book their session. They come in the day of the session, which is super exciting. They're usually extremely nervous. Everybody is, and it's totally fine. Then we sit down and do hair and makeup, which is about an hour and a half to 2 hours. With my makeup artist. She will calm your fears, nerves, all that good stuff, and make sure you feel awesome and amazing. We make sure that you are satisfied with the way your hair and makeup looks, because we don't want you to look like somebody you're not, and just amplify the person that you are, which is awesome. And then we do the shoot, which is exciting. I will give complete direction from start to finish. I usually say that the first outfit is a warm-up outfit to get all the nerves out. We do some jumping around, some dancing, jumping on the bed, whatever it is to get those jitters out. And then as the shoot proceeds, people I find get extremely more confident and get into it, which is really awesome. I have to say the majority of clients do come back the same day for their reveal. They will come back to the studio after lunch for about an hour and a half, where I've gone through their photos and taken out the for sure no's. Nobody needs to see those. And we will sit down together and go through their images together and find the ones that they want to put in their album or on their wall art or as prints or whatever they want. So for the clients that don't want to do a same day reveal because they have to go home or have to go to work or whatever their thing might be, they can choose to come back to the studio a few days later and then do the exact same thing where we sit down together. I think it's really important that we go through the images together because we as women like to find our flaws as quickly as possible instead of focusing on the big picture. And while we try to eradicate that with posing, lighting, and so forth in the shoot, we're still creatures of habit, and we'll be like, oh, like that one pore on my face is showing, or whatever it might be. And I will be there to be like, don't do that. So I do get younger girls between the ages of 18 and probably upwards of 55 is probably the majority of my clients. I have had a few older, which is awesome, because I don't think and this is why I always when you do your like, oh, who's your favorite, like what's your client thing? Mine's any woman that doesn't know who she is anymore. So that could be somebody who's 18, that could be somebody who's 75, and is finally just now saying, oh, I deserve this, and I think that's cool. So in the sense of the younger people coming to see me, I think that's awesome of them to recognize early on that they're like, I'm losing myself and I need to know who I am. Can you help me? Yeah, I can help you. A lot of women go through their life and they get lost, like they forget who they are as the woman and they become a mom and a wife. And this is their opportunity to have no kids around and finally experience what it meant to be them as an empowered sexual female. And I think that's really cool. Just do it. I'm not even gonna lie. Every client I talk to or get them to, like, I ask them how their session went. The biggest thing they say is like, now is the time to do it. Like, there is no perfect weight. There is no perfect time. You're always gonna be busy. You're always gonna be 5 pounds too heavy, whatever it might be. And I think the only time literally is when you feel it. Like, you need to hit that point where you're like, I need this in my life. And it changes people. It's ridiculous. I want to help women stop looking for themselves in the media and start realizing that they are the model that they keep looking for. You know what I'm saying? Because like nowadays we have lots of plus size models in the magazines, which is awesome, don't get me wrong, it's cool, we see that, but it's still not enough. And it never will be, because people will always go back to, but I have this flaw, and why isn't that person out there? The only way you can do that is by accepting yourself and being like, no, I am the only me out there, and being okay with that.